guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Esther and today I'll be sharing with you everything I made in the month of September. So I haven't done a video in a while and the reason is that I've been very busy. Actually, I filmed an unboxing video of the box I received from Sohaili Jane last month. However, I accidentally deleted the video and I just couldn't bring myself to film it again. So today I'll be sharing with you everything I've made in September. I've made 7 garments, 1 unfinished garment, and out of the 7, I also made a coat. I am very excited. So before I start, I'll just tell you what I'm wearing. This is McCall's 7892 and it's just the top version. I'll put a picture through so you can see what it looks like. In my August makes video, I promised that I was going to make a by hand London Tamsin dress and I was going to film a sew along, which I did. If you haven't watched my sew along, make sure you do. So I've made this by hand London Tamsin dress and I've done a video tutorial. It was a nice and easy make, except for all the time it took me to film the process. What's happened with this dress was that I started making the bodice and then I didn't have enough fabric. So I had to use a different fabric in my stash to make the skirt piece. Now, this fabric actually started its life as a cream leopard print fabric. But when I was pre-washing the fabric, I washed it with some red fabric, and so the red washed onto the cream fabric. I thought I had ruined the fabric, but I then realized that there was a time that a similar thing happened to Elisa Lex, and what she did was that she dyed the fabric. So I bought a dye from Delon, and it's just one of the ones that you just pop in the washing machine drum and it just dyes the fabric. So I actually dyed this fabric by myself at home, and when I didn't have enough fabric to actually make my plain pink dress, I decided to use that fabric to color block. So this is what my dress looks like. And I'll put in a picture as well as a video of my by hand London Tamsin dress. This dress took me forever to make because I was trying to film the process of making it. So it actually took me 2 weeks to make. On average, I make a garment a week, except this month. This month I went crazy. But in the first 2 weeks of September, I had only made the Tamsin dress. And then I had to take time to edit the video as well. So I had to make my other garments really quickly. But I was able to do it. And now I'm thinking about doing a video on sewing productivity. Like how to make garments quickly. Because I made 5 garments, guys. 5 garments in 1 week. And I have a full-time job. Granted, I don't have children, but I have a full-time job and I was able to make 5 garments in a week. Now, you don't have to make 5 garments in a week, but I would like to do a video just talking about sewing productivity, how to make garments faster. And faster doesn't mean reducing quality or anything like that. The next garment I made was a test garment. Well, let me not lie, I didn't actually finish making the garment, and it's actually this dress. It's the LeeQ dress. I raised the neckline by a few inches. I'm not sure how many, but I'll put it here. So also, I did a full bust adjustment, and after doing the full bust adjustment, I made a twirl. When I made my twirl, there was a lot of fabric in the high bust, but actually the bodice didn't fit my bust. So I used the by hand London bodice fitting companion, I think it's called, to move my darts. So I moved my darts up. Then I made another twirl, and after I made the twirl, things seemed to fit all right. So I went ahead to cut up my fabric, sew it all up, and when it was time to just attach the buttons, I tried on my dress and the bodice doesn't fit. So my mannequin is a little bit smaller than me, but on me, this doesn't happen. So both pieces don't overlap. So I'm going to need to go over it again and possibly do a bigger full bust adjustment or just try all the adjustments from the beginning. I mentioned my fitting issue to Nina and we'll see how we get with that. But I really want to make this dress. I think it's going to be perfect for the autumn. I can see this dress, well, not this particular one, but I'll have to make a new one. I can see the dress with tights, boots, a nice hat as well, and just, you know, all dressed up. So I really want to make this one. I previously mentioned that I am a Sew Over It pattern insider. So I get a copy of their new pattern releases, an advanced copy, and then I can just decide if I'm going to make it or not. And if I make it, I just take pictures and share with others so other people can see what the pattern looks like. In September, Sew Over It released a new trouser pattern. And when I saw the picture, I thought, I think I like this pattern, but I wasn't a fan of exactly the way the pattern was fitted. So it's a bit of a loose fitting trouser, paper waist bag, which I really like the paper waist bag version of it. I like the fact that the waist has elastic in the back. So in front, it still looks nice and clean, but you then have the elastic in the back, creating a paper waist bag as well as a very comfortable fit. So I really liked all those parts of it, but I felt it was a bit too loose for me. Still, I went ahead to ask for the pattern, and when the pattern came, I decided to make a few adjustments. I'll show you the trousers. So this is what they look like. I've just made them in a navy blue crepe, and all the lint from my coat is all over them. But this is a navy blue crepe I got from Abercon here in Manchester. For my trousers, I sized down by one size. Based on my body measurements, I should have made a size 16. But when I looked at the finished garment measurements, I made a size 14. Then I also made my elastic a little bit smaller so that I can have a nice cinched in waist. I've made this length is the longer length one, and instead of me to add the cuff, I've just hemmed it. So I didn't make any cuff, so it makes the trousers longer. Also, I tapered the trousers. After the hips, I tapered it down to the smallest size. So the ankle is actually the smallest size of the pattern. And still, for me, it's still a bit too big. I prefer tapered trousers to be really tapered. So I think if I remake it, I will still make it a bit slimmer on the ankles. But I really like these trousers. They are very comfortable. I've been wearing them all over the place. Like I said earlier, I filmed the Sohaili Jane unboxing video and my video got deleted, so I didn't refilm it. But just to tell you the update on Sohaili Jane. So I'm now a monthly contributor for Sohaili Jane. What we're going to do is there are 3 of us that contribute to the magazine. And what just happens now is that each of us will get a different box and then we'll make our garments from it. Sohaili Jane has a mini box, a classic box, and a luxury box. So one of us will get, you know, one of those boxes, and then we'll just make a garment using the fabric from that box. Also, I'm going to be keeping my make a little bit of a secret until the magazine is out and everybody that actually subscribes to the magazine has seen my make. This month, I got the classic box, and the classic box has 2.5 meters of fabric. The fabric was a viscose jersey, and I decided to make a pattern that I have never made before. It's the Friday Pattern Company Adrian blouse. I absolutely love this pattern. I've loved it on everybody, but I was just a bit afraid to make it. So I made that, and I'll just show it to you briefly, but I wouldn't put a picture in. When the magazine is out and when I'm doing my next month's unboxing video, then I'll put a picture of what I've made, just so that the people that are subscribed to the box can get the first view of my make. So this is what my top looks like. And I've just added a label from Modista Sewing, and I don't know if you can see my label, but my label says très chic, so it's French, like very chic. This top was so easy to make, and what I've done is that I've tried to be economical with my fabric so I could see if I could get something extra out of the fabric I had. So I had 2.5 meters. This top should have ordinarily taken, I think, 1.5 meters of fabric, but I decided to, really be smart about how I was cutting out my fabric, and I was able to get enough fabric to make another top. I made the tilly and the buttons frayed. And I'll actually put a picture in of this because this is not what I made for the magazine. This is just what I made with the leftover fabric I had. And this fabric is so nice and so soft. I can see these two tops being well rotated in my autumn wardrobe. I considered not doing this video because I cannot show you pictures of two of my makes. And actually, I could not show you pictures of this because it's not a full make. But I figured that you might still be interested to see what I've made. So the next garment I made is for a pattern test. And because the pattern is not yet out, I can only, give you a sneak peek, but I can't actually show you full-length pictures of the garment. This is the by Hand London Hana. And I've just made the view with the bishop sleeves. And instead of putting in ties, I've put in elastic. Also, this is a D-cup pattern, so I didn't need to do a full bust adjustment, but I raised the neckline by quite a few inches. And even then, I feel like I'm going to raise the neckline a bit more for my next make because I like my wrap patterns to be like this one, so nothing on show. I prefer not to have my cleavage on show, and so with this one, I still have to wear a camisole under. And part of the reason that I love sewing is that I can make a wrap dress that doesn't need a cami. I want to make another one of these with the neckline raised and also in a lighter weight fabric. So this is African wax print. I really like to make another Hana dress in possibly a viscose fabric, something that has a lot of drape and just flows nicely. I made all those garments in the same week. So that's the Hana dress, the Peggy trousers, the Sohaili Jane makes, so the Adrian blouse and the frayed. And then I received more fabric and I made something else. I'm working with a brand called Jersey Cat Fabrics. It's a new Jersey fabric company that I started in the UK. All their fabrics are manufactured, designed and printed in the UK, and it's all organic cotton jersey. Jennifer contacted me many months ago about working with the brand. She'd send me fabric and I'd make something and then share it on social media for a small fee. I accepted, that was months ago, but because of the pandemic and the lockdown, all of the fabric was delayed, and so the fabric only came in a few weeks ago. So when I received the fabric, I really wanted to make something with it quickly so that I could have something available for the brand so they could, advertise with. So for my first make, I could pick any of the fabrics they had, and I really liked this fabric called Rainbow Slime. The fabric has all these colors and it's called Rainbow Slime, and you should know that I love color. So when I saw this fabric, I was like, okay, let's try that. This is new for me. I've made a lot of things with vibrant colors, but not a lot of things with a lot of colors on it. So I was very excited to get this fabric. I was a little bit nervous just to see if I'll be able to make anything with it, but I made another Adrian blouse. And I'll put a picture in. I am absolutely in love with this top. Like, I've been wearing it back to back to back. If you call me on Zoom, I'm wearing this top. It's very comfortable. The fabric is really breathable. It's perfect. I've worn that top everywhere, and I've actually paired it with the So Very Peggy trousers, and they go perfectly together. I've loved every single thing I've made in September, but the most exciting thing I made this month, or last month actually, was a coat. I've wanted to make a coat for the longest time. I'm actually going to do a separate video talking all about making my coat and everything that, I went through. This is Simplicity 1067. And I'll show it to you. This is actually, I can't do it justice. I'm going to have to put in pictures just so you can see what the coat looks like. And my next video is going to be all about this coat, so you can really see it in detail and see all the things I went through trying to make it. But this fabric is my first Minerva Mix fabric, and it's so gorgeous, such a lovely wool coating fabric. I've also lined my coat with some silk fabric I had in my stash. I have never been more proud to make something. I've wanted to make a coat for the longest, and so making it was like a massive achievement for me. Let me just say, this coat doesn't have all the fancy tailoring techniques and minimal hand sewing. In fact, the actual coat pattern is unlined, so it's a nice and easy, quick one, but I've added a lining just because the fabric is a little bit scratchy, and I don't know why you would want to put that on your skin without it being lined. Also, the lining makes it nice and easy to slip into and to slip out of. So that's why I've lined the coat. I made a number of mistakes, so I'm ordering another fabric just to make another coat. Same pattern, same version, just because I would like to make sure that, you know, I can make the coat lined as close to perfect as possible. This one is not perfect, but I absolutely love it, and I'll be wearing it everywhere this autumn and winter. So stay tuned for my next video talking all about making my first coat. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. If you're interested in seeing other videos about sewing, about my sewing journey, possibly about some tips as well, please just subscribe. Also like this video and share with others. And you can let me know in the comments what other types of videos you would like to see. Let me just say it here that I would like to be putting out a video every Friday. I haven't decided on a time, and I don't know if I'll be able to stick to a time, but I want to stick to once a week on a Friday. You will have a video, and possibly we might have another video on a random day during the week, but I would like it to be that every Friday there's a video. So fingers crossed, saying it here keeps me accountable.